Network. Pretty important word, if you ask me. So what about SKALE Network? How important it is for the crypto space? I don't know. We'll see about that. How about we dive into the charts? How about we do some technical analysis of the SKALE Network versus USD versus BTC? Let's see what's happening right now with the price action. Let's see what's waiting for us in the future for seed. Interested? Roar with me. Before we proceed, a friendly reminder, there are a few buttons on this page that you could be clicking, if you are willing to. You know which ones. You are a YouTube pro, right? Do it. That said, let's dive into this chart. SKALE Network versus dollar. Daily chart, ladies and gentlemen. Every candle that you're seeing on the screen is 1 day. Let's not waste anyone's time, and right off the bat, jump into the technical analysis. How is this looking to you with the naked eye? Well, pretty clear downtrend. But also, if downtrend is bad news for you, I got some good news. So we're gonna mix it up. A little bad news, a little good news, you know, maybe the right amount of stuff come right out of it. So which one to talk about first? Now, regarding the naked price action and highs and low, we could be in for some clues of a trend reversal. Why is that? Because if this was our low and this was our high, what happened next was a lower low and a lower high. Now, things are getting interesting. In here, we had a marginally lower low than this one, the previous low. And right now, we are having a marginally higher high. We are no longer having a lower high. This was, in my opinion, a clear downtrend. Right now, we could be in for some shifting of momentum, of pace. Price action could be changing direction. But keep in mind, this move is not over yet. So, in it by itself, a marginally higher high is not so good. I would like to see the price of SKALE Network go higher, so that it could be clearer that this is a higher high than the previous one. I hope you know what I mean. Marginality is never a good thing. It's showing some indecision and not strong momentum. But then again, I just show you something could be changing. Until this point, nothing was changing. It was a clear downtrend. But right here, we could see that sellers are kind of losing their momentum. We are not having bigger sellouts like from here. Look at this jump from here to here. This is all on the margins. Okay, now saying that, let's go into patterns that are developing on the chart of SKALE Network. How about we start with a falling wedge? This is a bullish chart pattern that played out the way it should be. By the probability, falling wedges are playing to the upside. This is just what happened. Now one more time, I have to say, I would like to see a stronger momentum, a bigger push to the upside from this falling wedge. What you don't want to see is price going back into this falling wedge, because this would invalidate all of this that you're seeing on the screen right now. If you're still not sure about this falling wedge, let's remind you that this was a resistance, and then in here we had quite a few ones. Here we break out of it, and here I think we can both agree that we had a substantial amount of support. So, falling wedge, bullish breakout to the upside. But that doesn't mean you're in the green. You should be in the greed territory right now, that you should be buying SKALE Network like crazy. No. This played out school exemplary, let's say, to the upside, but it's not a huge momentum. Because if I put this volume on the screen, you can see that nothing significantly has happened on this breakout, and that generally for months now nothing significantly is happening. So that means that the bigger buying power still hasn't come in. This could indicating that you're in for some extra boring time in SKALE Network. And I would say that that is the case. Maybe SKALE Network will, for example, now just move inside this rectangle that I just draw you. You can see points of resistances that we just hit the other day, but also points of support. So If we decide to move inside this rectangle, swing traders, it's your time. 27 cents, around that level, you could be taking profit. Or consider this support at 17 cents. So yes, I'm saying this rectangle, a move of price action between 17 and 27 cents. Now, if this is still not enough patterns for you, let me remind you, I had a good news, I had a bad news. Now let me put that bad news on the screen. Ta-da! What you are seeing on the screen is a downward sloping channel that we never came out of it. So basically, on the grand scale, from the high of SKALE Network, it was happening all the way till March. Look at this, the 12th of March this year, we are in downtrend from that point. Down, down, down. All of this area, down. Try to break it, failed. And a few days ago, one more time, we were faced with this resistance. So we are moving still in a downward sloping channel. That's why I said, be careful. Don't put your high hopes yet. Yes, SKALE Network will recover. Yes, you will see an all-time highs, I suspect this year. But always keep in mind the big picture. We are still living in the danger zone. Maybe in the next few days, we will see a breakout from this channel. And at that point, you could start celebrating. At that point, you could see very, very substantially higher prices. But always keep the two sides of the same coin. A retest, at least, of this median of this channel is a possibility. And practically, it would coincide about what we talked about, that rectangle at 17 cents. Something like this. Both scenarios are still open. If you're still not convinced in my story, yes, we had a few clues of a shift in the momentum. 34 exponential moving average, ladies and gentlemen. Check out what is happening right now. All this time we were marginally higher, but generally lower, below this 34. And what is happening right now? We are back above it. And not only that, but the most important thing, we are finding support on this 34 exponential moving average. Maybe this is a sign that this moving average will support us in higher prices. But as I already said, nothing is white. Black side, the dark side is waiting. 55 exponential moving average is doing what? The same thing 34 is doing, but from the opposite side. It's pressing the price. It's giving us a fair resistance. So do keep in mind, you are not in the clear yet, because in here, for example, as we were going up, this was the February of this year. Those two moving averages show us a clear support. Right now, they are showing us a clear resistance. 34 is on our side, but 55, the stronger one, pushing us down. So, signals are there. Confirmation, still not to be seen. Be careful, but keep an eye on SKALE Network versus dollar. Let's quickly go into SKALE Network versus Bitcoin to see how it stands versus the king. Here we are, SKALE Network versus Bitcoin on the daily chart. It has that bearish narrative. SKALE Network still haven't recovered from the Bitcoin versus Bitcoin. The price is still living in some kind of a falling wedge. If you want to call this pattern a falling wedge, I think it could be. Points of support should be pretty clear to you. Vice versa, you can see that this trend line is pushing SKALE to the downside. Now I believe in this pressure cooker, things will explode pretty soon. And by the probability, if this really is a falling wedge, it will explode to the upside. But we're gonna talk about that option when that happens. It could be this, but then again, it could be following for a quite some time this falling wedge pattern. If we put those moving average 34 and 55 that we put versus dollar, neither one of them is showing us support right now. It's pretty clear that nothing has been broken for now. Even the 34 is a resistance. We are not touching 55 in quite some time. So versus Bitcoin, SKALE Network is bearish and no signs of a reversal are on the ground. If you want to take into consideration that falling wedge, yes, that could be playing out bullishly in the near or distant future. No answers are revealed for now. Globally, I will say for you, if you are a SKALE Network investor, things will change. SKALE Network will go bullish once again. Versus USD, we have some signs of that. Versus BTC, nothing on the horizon. Be patient, things will go the way you want it. If you want others to see this video, put a thumbs up. If you want to know what's happening in the future with this channel, subscribe. And if you just want to share it with someone, do that. Be a good man or a good dinosaur. I don't care who you are or whatever you are. I'm welcoming you into my community. That said, check out one of these videos from this channel, Cryptosaurus, because we are doing all sorts of coins. We are analyzing. Of course, technically that is our game, so you never know, it could be fun. That said, I'll see you in the network next time.